Welcome to Plugged In, a special program produced by Con Edison about all things related to energy and how that affects more than 9 million people in New York City and Westchester County. I'm your host, Sidney Alvarez. We have another great show for you. First up, we'll show you how you can make your home more energy efficient and by doing so, help make the environment and your wallet greener. The energy of the future is closer than you think. Smart meters will now be available for all customers. It's our biggest project ever and the move that brings the energy company and you, our customers, into the 21st century. We'll also tell you about the dramatic story of a Con Edison worker who rescued a man who had fallen on a subway track right before the train came roaring into the station. And we're doing a lot to introduce school children to STEM careers. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. Plus an interesting story about helping artists from other countries to call New York City home. All that and much more. So let's get started. There are more than 6 million room air conditioners in the greater New York City area, more than any other US city. Now all these folks want to keep cool and it's easier than you may think. Come take a tour with us as we walk through a typical apartment and learn the ins and outs for beating the heat and saving energy and money. To tell us more, we're joined by Con Edison energy expert Susanna. Hi.
Hi, nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for being on our show. So I want to talk about a little bit about smart ACs. What is this?
Basically, you can make your AC unit smart. And while that sounds kind of confusing, basically it's very simple. We send you, when you sign up, a Wi-Fi enabled kit that you plug in straight to your AC and you can control your AC from anywhere. So it allows you to kind of, if it's a really hot day, turn your AC on a little bit before you get home so your home is nice and comfortable when you get back.
So do you also have programs for homes like this that are central air and heating?
We do. So if you want to add a little smart home to your home, if you have central air, you can get a smart thermostat. And what you can do is you can kind of automate the schedule of your home, and some of the thermostats even learn your habits, which is awesome. So if you tend to turn your thermostat down when you leave for work because you want to save energy.
So Susanna, can you tell me a little bit about mini splits?
Yeah, so mini splits are actually a way you can upgrade from your room AC and save about 30% more energy and also have a quieter, less kind of visible AC solution in your home. And basically it's a unit that goes on your wall and doesn't block your window, and it's really easy to install, and Con Edison's offering a $300 rebate.
Does it also give you a little bit more control? Like you can cool a particular room instead of having to cool the entire home?
Exactly. So you can actually, when you install it, you install kind of a condenser outside, and then you only have to put like a small hole in your wall, so it's really easy installation, and then you put indoor units throughout your home. So you can have 1 to 8 indoor units, which means you can really control the temperature of your home and control the comfort.
So Susanna, we're in a typical apartment, and to me it's all about lighting, right?
Yeah, and actually these days it's all about LED lighting if you want to save energy.
Okay, tell me about this.
So LEDs are a technology that came on the market a while ago, but the prices have come down so much recently that they're really affordable for the everyday consumers. And the reason why you want to buy LEDs as opposed to your traditional incandescent is you're saving 85% more on your electricity bill by using LEDs, and then you're keeping your house cool.
So Susanna, we're in a kitchen, but you could also save some energy, correct?
Yeah, so appliances use a lot of energy in your kitchen, and of course we want to look for the Energy Star logo whenever we're looking for new appliances.
Absolutely.
Because Energy Star saves you money, they're more efficient, they're more energy friendly.
So if you're looking for appliances, we can also help them as well.
Yeah, so Con Edison has a marketplace where you can go online and look at and compare appliances and not just Energy Star, but any appliance and say, okay, is this appliance efficient? Is this appliance going to save me money in the long term? Also understand if there are rebates available too.
So Susanna, what about some other energy saving tips? This particular place, kind of looking around in this kitchen, there's a lot of appliances that are plugged in.
We have something that we call vampire voltage, and if you have an appliance plugged in, even if you're not using it at all, it's taking energy out of the plug. An easy way to do that is just to have a power strip and plug everything into the power strip when you leave your house. Turn it off. and then when you come back, and you want to use your appliances, turn it back on.
So Susanna, those were a lot of great tips and a lot of good information. I understand there's hundreds of tips on our website and some more rebates.
Yeah, so customers can go to coned.com/rebates and take a look at all the programs and rebates that we have online and just figure out what makes sense for them and how they want to participate and save money and energy. So it's great.
Thank you again for being on the show, and we'll be right back. Hopes and dreams were made real this spring for college students who won Con Edison STEM scholarships. Here's their story. The winners were celebrated at a reception in Manhattan.
I feel really flattered and I'm really honored to win the scholarship, and it really helps me fund my future plans.
Con Edison has endowed more than $1.5 million to 14 local colleges and universities. The scholarships also include internships alongside mentors at Con Edison.
I've had the benefit of having some great mentors in my time at Con Edison, and it seemed like a great opportunity to share some of the wisdom and experiences I've picked up.
Will the class of 2017 please stand?
Speaking of young scholars, Con Edison was proud to be on hand for the first graduating class of Energy Tech High School.
Pamela Tuiden.
Energy Tech was set up in 2013 to prepare students for college and the workforce, with an emphasis on the energy industry.
You also learned how to be a problem solver.
Con Edison CEO John McAvoy gave the first keynote address, and his words went over well with the grads.
Well, Mr. McAvoy, he's like an honor as well to be able to speak with him and see how see what he's doing to affect us and what he's doing to affect the other schools around.
You probably don't spend much time thinking about the electricity or gas meters spinning in your basement or on the side of your house. But what if your meter could tell you what's impacting your energy bill? Our next step is the biggest yet. This summer, Con Edison is starting to install smart meters, first in Staten Island and Westchester, then in a few years, the other boroughs. Here's an interview we did with the Smart Meter Project Manager, Patty Kim. Patty, thanks for being on our show.
Thank you for having me, Sid.
Absolutely. So, the first thing on my mind is, what's a smart meter? And you happen to have one here with us. Tell us about it.
So this looks a lot like the smart meter that our customers have currently, but it functions in an entirely different way. This allows for a dual communication where we could actually communicate with the customer's meter and the data is sent back to Con Edison.
You're getting information at a much faster pace.
Absolutely. Currently, we have the meter readers that go out on a monthly basis to gather the energy usage. With the smart meter, what we will have is interval data coming back home to us every 15 minutes. So it's much, much faster, and the capability with the technology is currently there to utilize through a smart meter.
Why is this important?
This is important because it allows us to really enhance the customer experience, and most importantly, for the first time, we will allow our customers to have control over their energy usage. And if they are concerned about their energy usage, whether it's financially driven, whether it's environmentally driven, they will be able to make those choices through our new portal that we'll be rolling out as well. We are replacing nearly 5 million meters out there with the smart meters. So it is a really big task, and the deployment plan alone is 5 years. So we'll start in Staten Island, then go to Westchester, and then to Brooklyn, Manhattan, and the other boroughs will finish. So at our peak, we'll be in 3 different service territories, averaging about 5,000 meter installs a day.
So Patty, this is pretty awesome technology and the advancements that are being made. What about privacy and security to our customers?
Yes, that's a very good question, Sid. So we had a lot of folks involved since day one. So we are meeting all the federal guidelines. And also what's really important to remember is the smart meters will be collecting energy usage, but what it will not collect is personally identifiable information, nor would it collect that we know that you're doing your laundry at 3 a.m. We'll know that energy is being consumed in that home at 3 a.m., but it is not appliance specific.
Patty, thank you very much. That's a whole lot of information, but it's exciting information that I think all of New York is going to benefit from.
Thank you so much for having me, Sid. And
Thank
we're
you.
really excited as well.
Absolutely. We've told you about energy efficiencies, especially during summer, and other improvements to our electric system. And now in the heels of the hot summer months comes storm season. Ever since Superstorm Sandy hit our area, Con Edison has spent more than $1 billion each year to strengthen our system to withstand storms, high winds, and flooding. 2017 is no different. Let's see the logistics behind keeping your energy storm-proof.
So today we're having a logistics drill at Rye Playland. It is the single most important thing that we do to make sure we're prepared and ready in the event of an emergency where we need to mobilize more than our routine workforces.
What we use is we use employees of the company through the system emergency assignments, and this is their emergency roles that are defined, and we have these logistics plans for the staging sites.
So although I have emergency experience where I've responded to incidents in the field, this is a key stuff for emergencies.
So Rye Playland happens to be our largest staging site. There just isn't a lot of real estate in New York to have quite as large crews. So during Sandy in particular, we had over 1,000 crews at the site, roughly over 500 trucks.
It's a good idea to have drills like this so you have a feeling as to what it's like and so you know how to actually start responding to an emergency.
One of the Con Edison arms that must be ready to respond to any type of storm emergencies comes from our emergency management department. And its chief is Carlos Torres. Thanks for being on our show, Carlos.
How you doing, Sydney?
Doing very good. So how does Con Edison prepare physically for any type of weather phenomenon?
Okay, so just like for hurricane season, what we've done, we had a post-Sandy enhancement plan. Some of those resilient measures have been to install flood walls around some equipment, raise equipment, install high-capacity pumps, also put floodgates at various points to restrict the water from coming in. But part of that involves training people because some of these measures are permanently installed, but some we put in right before the storm hits us. So what we want to do is train our folks to implement those flood protection measures in advance.
I also understand that there's some infrared technology that we also use. Can you tell me about this?
Sure. So part of our heat response, one of the things we've learned from using in our overhead system is the use of infrared cameras. And what that does is you take a picture of our equipment on the poles and the wires and the connections, and that will show a hot spot. So that infrared camera will show you that hot spot, so now we can go investigate it and make whatever necessary repairs.
So Carlos, I understand that this summer is supposed to be slightly busier when it comes to weather phenomena such as hurricanes. Does that worry you at all?
It doesn't worry me. We always take a look at the weather forecast. We take a look at what the National Hurricane Center produces, but I also have our company meteorologists take a look at the hurricane forecast, but we have to be in the ready. So that's why we have our corporate coastal storm plan, and we exercise it and make sure that we have all our folks understanding. We also sit down with our stakeholders and exercise with them so they understand our plans.
Right, I was about to say, it's not just solely Con Edison. We work together with a whole bunch of different type of agencies, right?
Yep, so we start with our local agencies like New York City Emergency Management, Westchester County, Rockland and Orange County OEMs. We also sit down with New York City. We sit down with FEMA and New York State Department of Homeland Security.
Well, Carlos, it sounds like you guys are very well prepared, which is great news for New York City. Thank you again for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
Great. Thanks, Sidney.
Thanks a lot. And we'll be right back. Sometimes things we least expect can make the most difference. Take lighting, for example. It can brighten spaces and lift moods. That's what a senior residence home in Manhattan discovered, and a lot more.
Mary Manning has a lot of long-term residents.
It's about taking care of the people that took care of us our whole lives. It's our responsibility to care for them now.
Most of them are very aged. Many of them are ill, and they're coming to the end of their lives. It's about the people who live here and the quality of their life. Changing the lighting from the fluorescents to the LED lighting makes a significant difference, not just to residents, but also to the staff that work on those floors.
When you're working with the elderly patient population, good lighting like this can really enhance safety. It reduces accidents.
As a matter of fact, we replaced 2 floors, and our savings on those floors is about $10,000 per year.
Energy efficiency is an issue that affects every New Yorker.
You can just see the difference between the floor that doesn't have a lighting upgrade and the floors that do.
Before it was much darker, it was a little dingy. The mood was just more, it was just a little bit heavier.
It's about people going out of their way to take care of our elderly folks that may not have a lot of family, have lived their full lives, have been contributing members of society their whole lives. Now it's our turn to take care of them.
We're going to pause here a moment for an important message about natural gas safety. And when we return, we'll tell you about a bright idea, LED light bulbs that will save you money and are free. Plus, a Con Edison worker risked his safety to rescue a man who fell onto the subway tracks and how his job made him feel safe doing it.
Gas safety begins at home. Double check the gas is turned off. All the way off. If you smell gas, leave immediately and call 911 or 1-800-75-CON-ED.
Welcome back. A young married couple in Brooklyn is expecting their first child and keeping a close eye on ways to save money. So they joined a Con Edison program that changes out regular light bulbs for more efficient LED bulbs. And it's all for free. Meet Brooklyn couple James and Zonasha Ward. They're expecting their first child.
Counting everything, every movement, every kick, everything.
As their family grows, their living expenses will also grow. So any savings they can create is a big deal, including changing out their light bulbs.
I'm going to be an expectant father. Things are going to get tight, especially in the next couple months when my wife takes off. But cost savings is a good thing, always. Con Edison has a program for specific Queens and Brooklyn neighborhoods. The company will change out all your light bulbs and replace them with energy-saving LEDs, all for free.
So what we do is we come into your home, see what type of lighting you have, and replace a majority or all of your light bulbs with brand new LEDs.
The lighting experts look at each fixture and determine which can take LED bulbs. The program provides bulbs for various kinds of lamps, wall sconces, chandeliers, and other applications.
They had like a lot, you know, one of those convertible ladders, like it turns big, it turns small. So they switched out each one. They went through all the rooms, the bathroom, and took all the light bulbs.
Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams hopes all residents take advantage of this program.
And so we're asking all our homeowners and renters to go through their apartments, look and see how do I decrease the amount of my Con Edison bill by changing my light bulb.
Non-LED lights can cost up to 10 times more on your electric bill. It's an energy crunch the Ward family is excited to turn off.
The best thing about this program is that these light bulbs are going to save you money, they're going to save you energy.
It's a simple thing, you know, change your light bulbs, save some money.
Find out if your home qualifies for free LED light bulbs. Just go to coned.com. Many of us will never forget this heart-stopping video from earlier this year. A man picking up a limp person from a subway track and lifting him onto the platform and out of harm's way, moments before the train roars into the station. What you may not recall is that the hero, Jonathan Kulig, is one of our own Con Edison workers. He crossed over 2 tracks and 2 third rails to get to the man. The whole thing was caught on cell phone video by another young man watching from the platform. Kulig said he did not think twice about helping out. He said he never really feared for his life because as an electrical engineer, he knew what to do.
I just so happened to have taken track safety training with Metro North Railroad about a month and a half ago for a project that most people don't do.
It's not clear why the man was stumbling or how he fell onto the track. Kulig continued on to work. By the way, he arrived at his Con Edison job on time. Subjects like science, technology, engineering, and math may not always interest kids, but there's a place in Westchester that's a planetarium, science center, art museum, and history lab all in one. Most of all, it's a threshold where kids can start to make their educational dreams come true. Come with us to the Hudson River Museum.
I want to be a vet because since I was little, I've always been into animals, and it's just something I've always wanted to do. My favorite subjects are science and English.
I want to go into a science major and be a doctor because I find that like women, they're like really powerful.
There's not a lot of women in these types of fields, such as science and engineering, so we wanted to bring all of our girls here.
The Hudson River Museum. We are a multidisciplinary campus with art, history, and science, a historic home, a planetarium.
I liked the planetarium. They showed us different planets, how far it would be if we go there in different type of situations.
The Hudson River Museum works with 105 school districts from all around the county. Con Ed's support allows us to bring new visitors across the threshold of the museum, many of them for the first time.
Some people don't have the money for this, and it's just a cool experience that they gave the girls here.
So we want to encourage girls to go ahead and pursue their, dreams of becoming scientists, becoming astronauts, becoming mathematicians.
STEM is really good for like ladies inside the system. So it's really cool that Con Edison tried to like incorporate that to like empower ladies to join the field and all.
If you're a fan of trivia tests, we have one for you. Which corporation has been listed on the New York Stock Exchange the longest? Is it Coca-Cola, Con Edison, or IBM? Now, we don't have a prize for you, but you can have some bragging rights for having the correct answer. The corporation that's been on the New York Stock Exchange the longest is our own Con Edison. First listed on the big board way back in 1823, when it was the New York Gas Light Company. And that distinction did get a surprise of sorts. In May, Con Edison was invited to ring the exchange's opening bell to mark the anniversary. Some of our top executives were on hand, along with a cross-section of our workers, from overhead linemen to customer relations representatives. Congratulations to all. At Con Edison, it's not only about electricity. The company is proud to be part of the community it serves and to give back. One way is by sponsoring cultural programs. The New York Foundation for the Arts is a nonprofit that helps artists, such as painters, musicians, dancers, who share the experience of being immigrants.
I'm from Japan, and I came here for art. I want to study abstract painting because art is everything. Art is like math and then literature and then sociology.
We've been working with immigrant artists for 10 years. Its mission is to empower artists at critical stages of their creative lives. Con Edison, through its support, has actually enabled our programs to go beyond that. We've started doing our one-on-one consultation program in Spanish, in Mandarin.
That is a mentoring program, and then I got one mentor because for us, we need support because like me, I was very alone before. We talk, we can share how difficult to survive here.
We have the Con Edison Immigrant Artist newsletter that goes out monthly and it's free, and any immigrant artist in the city can sign up for that.
なので、とても私たちにとってはコンエディソンがなければ、そしてNYFAがなければ、私たちは今ここにニューヨークのアーティストとして存在することができないので、とてもコンエディソンは重要です。
As New Yorkers, we're all familiar with the Intrepid aircraft carrier docked on the west side of Manhattan. It was a warship, but now it's a place for young minds to learn. Here's the proof.
We are on a World War II aircraft carrier, which is the heart of our collection here, but we also have 28 aircraft. We have a submarine, we have the Space Shuttle Enterprise, and we have cool planes like the British Airways Concorde.
It's important for us that Con Ed continue to do this so that we're able to offer diverse learning experiences for all of our kids and levels the playing field for a school like ours where we're diverse socioeconomically and ethnically.
My great-grandfather was in the war, so it's interesting because I get to learn from him, prevent that from happening again.
I think it's really fun because I'm also really into history to see this museum that was used as a warship and see it used as a place for learning. I think that's really powerful because war often stems from ignorance, and using it as a place of learning kind of changes it into something beautiful.
You've been watching Plugged In, and there's another version of our program that's a podcast. Plugged In, the podcast, focuses on one energy topic at a time and comes out about 2 times a month. Just go to soundcloud.com/ConEdison for the full menu of shows. That's our show for this time. Con Edison is proud to keep you, our neighbors, our customers, plugged in. Look for our program on this public access station throughout the year as we bring you the latest news about energy and products that help our customers maintain a clean energy economy. Thanks, and until next time.